of people are trying to get inside. We do want to thank you for joining us here at the 6 o'clock hour. I'm Alicia Lewis alongside Jason Hackett. We, of course, are going to get to weather and traffic in just a minute.
So at this hour, we are waiting to hear from the police chief. That should happen at any moment. We do have team coverage on the shooting and new information just coming into the newsroom. Michelle Beck is live at HCMC with what we know about the victims. But first, let's send things over to Audrey Russo. She's live on scene with what we know right now. Good morning, Audrey.
Good morning, Jason and Alicia. Yeah, that's right. You can see almost 9 hours after the shooting was first reported, and police are still on scene. Boom Island Park behind me, still essentially a mess, a tangle of caution tape and evidence markers. Now, as you mentioned, we are expecting the police chief any minute out here, but this is what we know so far. We know 1 woman is dead, 5 men shot, 1 man with serious injuries at this point. This shooting was first reported around 9:30 last night. Our assignment desk tracked 32 police units getting dispatched here to Boom Island Park. 4 fire units accompanied them. About a block away on Sibley Street, our camera crews also saw police investigating a car with its doors wide open, and our photographer on scene also saw Minneapolis's crime lab moving around the park. We've also seen forensic units so far this morning. One witness described hearing upwards of 100 gunshots in a social media video. And once police got on scene, that was when the work of the investigation began. They started laying down evidence markers. And again, you can still see them out here this morning. They are out in full force, police trying to investigate exactly what happened here. So again, we are expecting to hear from the police chief within the hour, hopefully within the next couple of minutes. We were told he will be here at 6. So we'll try to bring you that live as soon as we possibly can. One question that we have: exactly what brought people out here to Boom Island Park? Now, we didn't see any particular events that were scheduled for June 1st on the Minneapolis Park Board calendar, but again, that is a question that we'll have for police. Back to you.
All right, Audrey, let us know when Police Chief O'Hara arrives, and we'll get you back on camera here in just a few minutes. Thank you so much. As we mentioned, the crowd from Boom Island Park headed to HCMC, which is just about 3 miles south, as the victims arrived, creating a large police response as well. Our Michelle Beck is live there this morning. Michelle, really emotional moments unfolding here in just the last few hours.
Well, certainly. Good morning to you. Let me recap what Minneapolis police told us within the hour: that in total 6 people were shot, including 1 woman who died at the hospital. All of that information bound to be updates that many people outside the hospital did not want to hear. Take a look at your screen. This is the situation outside the hospital just hours ago. A huge crowd out there. Our photographers first on scene around 11 last night described how tense it was, especially with the amount of law enforcement appearing to control the scene. I could also see and hear people visibly upset as many walked up to the entrance. Also here, people were embracing each other and were in tears. Jason, Alicia, at this point, the State Patrol has gotten back to me that they assisted the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office. I've also reached out to the Sheriff's Office for details about what happened, and as well as their response. I've also reached out to waiting to hear back from those at the hospital here about any statements in regards to how they responded to this whole situation. Back to you.
All right, Michelle Beck reporting live from HCMC with the very latest. Thank you very much. So we'll be sure to keep you up to date with the latest on this developing situation. Again, waiting for Police Chief Brian O'Hara to arrive and update the media there on scene. You can watch us on KARE 11 Plus right now. Download it on your TV and watch for free.
The big story we are following this morning is, of course, the weather. We're just over 12 hours from a weather impact alert issued by our team because storms could hit the metro tonight and then tomorrow morning. So let's get to meteorologist Ren Claire, who's in for John this morning with what we need to know. Hey, Ren.
Hey there. It's a active start to the work week. We have that poor air quality right now, an air quality alert in place until 6 tonight, as well as storms on the way. But the timing of the storms will be this evening. The cold front and low, they're well to the west and northwest. You can see rain with that towards Bismarck. Also, we have some increasing cloud cover, but a lot of this just smoke. So we do have unhealthy air quality across west central and northwestern Minnesota for everybody. This isn't just sensitive groups of individuals like those with asthma, very young or elderly folks. This is for just about everybody. And you'll notice that we do have some smoke all day long. So we're not going to shake that here today. Highs today are warm, and we're looking at rain and storms tonight. Now, this isn't a widespread round of heavy rain. It's scattered showers and storms, isolated severe. I am not expecting widespread strong to severe storms. And that risk for strong storms is more likely to the west and southwest of the metro entirely. Here's this evening at 8:30, and we'll keep showers and storms in the forecast overnight. Some rain tomorrow morning, slowing down the morning commute. Cece?
Good morning. Nothing really slowing you down this morning, which is the good news. Good morning. A couple of things I do want to point out, though, like here in Osteo, there's a stalled vehicle on 169 northbound. This is at Elm Creek Parkway. You see the center lane is blocked. You can just go around this situation. It should be pretty easy to spot, too, because there's a squad car there. But again, shouldn't slow you down as you head toward Champlin. Now, I know for the past hour, I've been talking about a situation in Plymouth, a crash on 494 northbound, just north of Rockford Road. That has cleared. All lanes back open as you make your way toward Maple Grove. So everything should be okay in that area. So besides those two things, everything's pretty calm this morning. 494 also back open in both directions between Highway 100 and Highway 77. We know that was closed all weekend, no longer needing to detour on Highway 62. You can take a look at your route this morning, but you really shouldn't see too much slowing. I'll talk more construction when I see you next. Jason.
We'll talk to you soon, Cece. Thank you. 8 people are in the hospital this morning after what the FBI is calling a targeted terror attack in Boulder, Colorado. This happened yesterday afternoon as a group of pro-Israel protesters were taking part in a peaceful demonstration. According to police, the demonstrators gather weekly to show their support for the hostages taken by Hamas during the October 7th attacks in Israel. Boulder police say a man reportedly tossed a number of Molotov cocktails at the crowd while shouting "Free Palestine."
Sadly, attacks like this are becoming too common across the country. This is an example of how perpetrators of violence continue to threaten communities across our nation.
A 45-year-old Mohammed Salman was arrested, and right now the FBI believes he acted alone.
We have an update this morning on the shooting outside of Mariucci Arena Friday night after Wayzata High School's graduation ceremony. A U of M spokesperson tells us the 2 people shot are now out of the hospital. They said they plan to share more on the investigation this week. Officers arrested 1 person. Right now, St. Cloud police are asking for any tips or video of what they called a brawl at a high school graduation. It happened at the Rivers Edge Convention Center Saturday as St. Cloud Tech high school students were crossing the stage. The district says it involved adult spectators and it did not disrupt the ceremony, adding that they're, quote, disappointed and frustrated by their behavior.
A lot of state employees are getting ready to work at the office this morning and not from home. A new mandate is in effect as of this morning, requiring them to work in person at least 50% of the time if they live within 50 miles of the office. The president of Minnesota's Association of Professional Employees, one of the largest state government unions, calls it an unnecessary disruption and says she expects today to be chaotic.
Today marks 2 weeks since the legislative session came to an end, but this morning Minnesota lawmakers are still trying to tie up loose ends on the state budget. As that process drags on, layoff notices have started going out to Minnesota nurses, and in the last 24 hours, more state employees. However, legislative leaders say there's no immediate threat of a government shutdown on July 1st.
We are very confident that there will be a budget in place very soon. We are working to make sure that as they are receiving those notices, that they can point to a date on the calendar when the special session will happen.
Governor Walz is hoping to call the legislature back this week to officially pass all of the budget bills in a special session.
Right now, an air quality alert is in effect for all of Minnesota through 6 o'clock tonight because of that wildfire smoke we've been seeing. So here's a look at the map. You can see most of the state is in the yellow moderate stage, but in the last few hours, the orange and red unhealthy levels started moving in and are now covering more of western Minnesota. The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency suggests reducing the intensity of your outdoor physical activities, maybe going for a run on the treadmill inside instead of running outside today, and also taking more breaks if you're going to spend more time outside. We're also keeping an eye out on storm chances for tonight. That's why our weather team has declared a KARE 11 weather impact alert starting at 8 tonight until 9 tomorrow morning. So let's get to Ren in the backyard with the details and all of